Hi friends, Susan Campfield here with SueStampfield.com. Welcome to my stamp room. Come on in, we're going to create together. I hope you're doing well tonight. We are going to make what I hope is going to come out to be a beautiful card with your help. I'm sure it will. So good to see you here on this Tuesday night. Thank you for making and sending handmade cards. You are absolutely making the world a kinder place with every card that you send. You guys are amazing. You tell me so many amazing stories about the card ministries that you're doing, stamping with friends, reaching out, sending those cards to people who really, really need it. So you are awesome. Thank you. And I hope in these videos you get a little creative inspiration to make and send even more cards. So I want to remind you that I do send out free project sheets that match up with some of my videos. I usually send out, boy, I have the weirdest lighting tonight, you guys. I don't know. I can turn this one on, but it's like super bright then, like, whoa, too bright. I don't know. Anyways, we're just gonna, it doesn't matter. It's all about the desktop, right? That's what we need to see. Anyway, I do send out free project sheets. One went out today. If you count, it was 1 a.m. Central Time, I guess it went out. So for most of you, it was today. And if you're not getting the free project sheets, I send about 2 a month. If you're not getting them, go ahead and go to my blog, SueStampfield.com, click on Contact Me, and we'll see if we can get that sorted out. All right, so let's dive right in and make a card. How about that? Let's do it. All right, I'm going to go desktop. All right, I haven't been having some technology problems here. But you know what? Where there's a will, there is a way. So I do have my good camera back in play, which is great, but the holder is problematic here. So thank you for your patience with me. It also likes to flip upside down every once in a while. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Let's try zooming. If we zoom out too far, you'll see my mess. Oh no. All right. Fantastic. All right. We are going to make a card, you guys. What a shocker, right? We are going to make a card using vellum. So let's start right off the bat with a piece of vellum here. So vellum is, okay, what's the word, you guys? What's the word I want? It is translucent, maybe? Is that the word? You can see through it. But it's not clear, not like a window sheet. It is kind of see-through, but it's sort of a cloudy, muted look. Stampin' Up! Actually retired the vellum, and it was a big shock to everybody, but it came back in a 12 by 12 format. So I am using a piece of vellum here. I just grabbed a scrap. I want to say this is, well, let me tell you, it's 3 inches by 5 inches, but it doesn't matter. You just, grab a scrap that's the size of what you are going to be stamping. We're going to stamp and emboss on this with gold embossing powder. So it's onion paper. Yeah, it's kind of like onion skin, isn't it, Virginia? Yeah, that's a good analogy. So, so we're going to make some gorgeous flowers here because I'm all about the flowers. All right, so let's start with our embossing buddy here. This comes in the embossing tools additions kit. And so it's just got some powder in here. Gosh, I can't even rub things tonight. Oh boy, hold on guys, it's gonna be a rocky one. So I'm just rubbing my vellum all over, slippery little bugger. With our embossing buddy because I don't want I've got oils on my hands and I don't want those to transfer to this paper, which of course they will, because then the embossing powder will stick to it. So this will eliminate all of that and any static and anything else that's going on my paper. And then I have my handy dandy. You always forget to use the embossing buddy. You know, what I do, I think I showed this the last time we embossed. What I do is I have my Powder Pal and I store my embossing buddy and my Versamark right in the Powder Pal along with the embossing. Like everything is in here. So like I literally have to pick this up and take it out to be able to use the tray, and that helps me remember. So worth a shot if that's something that would work with your organization system. You might want to give that a try. It's helped me a ton. So I'm going to ink up. Now, what am I using here? Oh gosh, I am using brand new Petals of Beauty. Okay, we use this a ton, but it's now actually available to purchase. And I am stamping this outline flower right here. I'm also going to, sneak peek, I'm also going to be stamping the smaller flower in vellum as well. So let's go ahead and we're going to stamp that right on the vellum. And then, oh wow, you can even see it. It's really hard to see Versamark, but on vellum, which is kind of plasticky, it's the sticky wet ink, I guess, really shows up. Now I'm going to stamp the smaller flower. Now I am using the detail flowers. This is normally a two-step stamping set, like we did on this card where I used petal pink and I stamped off for the background. That's a two-step. The last video we did, we actually just stamped the detail as well in a stamped off crumb cake. This time we're stamping it in Versamark, again, just the detail, and we're going to get some gold powder on here. And I've already got some in my tray, and here is my little jar. And we're just going to dump it on. Nobody panic, because all of this is going to go in the tray, which has a built-in little funnel. So it's super easy to get it back in the jar later, because I can do a ton more cards with this. This will last you a long time. This is the Wow Metallics. It comes silver, copper, and gold. I'm using gold. We also have the Wow Basics, which are clear, white, and black. All right, so I've got those embossed. Now I need my heat tool. What did I do? Oh, it's over here. I got it. I got it, guys. Found it. Take a sip, everyone. I lose stuff all the time because I get all excited and start creating and cover things up. So we play the found it game here. When I lose something, we say found it. We take a sip of our beverage. Let me know what's in your cup tonight. I am drinking ice water, my go-to. All right, so I've got my heat tool here, and I'm going to heat and melt my embossing powder, as you do, right? So I'm going to heat up my heat tool. I'm just warming it up here. I don't know if you can hear me at all. Fabulous. We have some beautiful gold embossed flower. Oh, ginger ale, cherry Pepsi, cranberry, raspberry, ginger ale, all the yummy things you guys have. All right. While I'm at it here, I'm going to go ahead and emboss a greeting on this piece. And I'm changing the sizes. I'm going to emboss a greeting on this piece, and I'm warning Anne because I changed my mind on this size. This piece is 1 inch by 4.5, and it is scored at 1/2 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and rub this with the embossing buddy right here. And I'm going to flip it around. I have this scored piece on the end, and I want my greeting over on this side. I'll explain why later. So I've got the embossing bunny rubbed there, anyway, rubbed there, and I'm going to stamp "You've Been on My Mind." And I'm going to pull it way towards me because we've learned that Susan has lousy eyesight and often stamps things crooked. I'm also going to help myself out a little bit here, and I'm going to put a piece of colored paper behind it so that it is a little bit easier. Do you have to have the heat gun on high or low to emboss? On high, in my experience. There is a low setting, and that's really helpful if you're trying to dry. Let's say you did some watercoloring and you're trying to get it dry, or you're misting your paper and you need to get it dry. The low setting is great for that. Okay, that helps me get it a little bit straighter there by just putting a piece of cardstock behind it. So I've got "You've Been on My Mind" stamped on this 1 inch by 4.5 inch piece of vellum. And I'm going to grab my spoon here and just recycle some of this right here. And we're just going to tap off the excess there. Oh, I don't know if I got the tip of my Y there. I'm going to just add a little bit more. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. I think we've got our words on there. So, but good question. So yeah, thank you, Anne. Anne has, yeah. I originally sent her this size and then I changed my mind and then, yeah, now I'm changing it back. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay, we got our, thank you, Anne, for sharing the dimensions on that one. Okay, bear with me while I heat this. By the way, the reason I'm warming up my heat tool is your cardstock and especially your vellum could curl if your heat gun is not hot. So it's a good idea to warm it up to reduce the amount of warping on your paper. All right, we've got our You've Been on My Mind embossed right there. And that is on another strip of vellum. Okay, fantastic. All right, now it's time for our little die cutting and embossing action. So we're going to bring in the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine here. We're just doing all of the elements of our card and then we're going to put it all together. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm die cutting. Okay, so I had to remind myself what I was doing. So we've got our awesome flowers here. And aha, found them. We have some amazing dies right here. My gosh, so many dies. Oh, you know what? I also, while I'm at it, we're gonna let's maximize our die cutting opportunities here. So I've got a couple scraps of gold foil. I am going to die cut this amazing pointy stemmed leaf. These are all from the Petals of Beauty dies, which is what the stamps were from too. I'm going to do this fun little spriggy guy. Spriggy guy? I don't know why it's a guy, but the sprig thing. And then we've got our big flower here. Where did our small flower go? Oh, here it is. Found it. All right, take another sip, guys. Let's see here. Oh, I guess I gotta play the game of lining it up. Oh, it goes right there. I knew that. Okay, so I've got that lined up, sort of. And I've got this lined up. I'm going to do a little better job on that, but let me grab a sticky note so that I can secure it as soon as I have it where I want it. All right, so that looks pretty good right there. Now, I'm not going to worry about these guys because there's no stamp they're matching up with. If they shift a little bit, as long as they don't slide off the paper, I'm good. All right, look, I'll still get a good die cut out of it, but this one is a little more particular and you need to be a little more exacting. Okay, so got those ready to go. Let's send it through, okay? I'm going to bring this cord. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I did send out some pictures of a number of cards that I had made with this suite, and I've got more coming. So, all right, we've got that cranked through. All righty. Let's pull this off and see what we ended up with here. All right, so we have this fantastic gold vellum flower, and we have another fantastic, slightly smaller gold vellum flower. Now this one, the detail on this one has even more surface area, so we have even more gold on that one. We have this awesome leaf right here. My take your pick tool with the die brush attachment is on the other side of the room, so we're going to just go old school here and just poke it out and then gently poke it out with the ejection holes there, just to get it loosened up. I've used this die a lot, so the more you use it, the more the paper will stick in there, and that's when you want to rub it all over with wax paper. I don't want to tear this, so I'm going to go back here and just give these a poke. And that one there. Okay, so that is coming out now nicely. All right, so we've got these right here. Well, we'll do a little recap here once I get everybody out of the tray, because we need to do some embossing. So we need to get this cleared off. I'm dropping things on the floor now, you guys, but hey, it's all good. We're all in the pursuit of a pretty card, so it's all good. All right, we've got that one there and that. Okay, fantastic. Let's dump this away. There we go. And all right, so next up, we want to do a little embossing. This time we're going to do dry embossing, not heat embossing. So let me just bring these in so you can see what we cut there. Those are the pieces. All right, I can set that aside, but I do need this and this. All right, fabulous. All right, Anne, you ready to give them some more measurements? Now we're going to grab our piece that we're going to dry emboss, and that is a piece of basic white. So let's bring this back in. Piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to line it up with the line on the inside of the embossing folder. This embossing folder is part of the suite that the Brush with Beauty suite, which is what the Petals of Beauty are from as well, and this one is called the Beautiful Pattern. And we're going to stick it right in here. And then this is a 3D embossing folder, so we just need platform 1, our embossing folder with the cardstock, and our plate number 4 on top. So let's send it through. Here we go, cranking it through. Now, if you are in the Stampin' Up! Online store and you're looking for a product, just type part of the product name in the search box and it will pull it right up for you. You don't need the whole item number and all of that. So just in this one, or you can look under all the embossing folders and see all of them. So there is our beautiful pattern. It is beautiful. All right. And let's see here. Okay. All right. How we doing, guys? Next up, got that embossed. All right, we've got all our die cutting done. That's fantastic. I'm going to bring our flowers over here. And I'm going to grab a scrap paper. It just so happens to be the same scrap paper we used when we made this card and we stamped off that crumb cake. But this time we're going to flip it over and we're going to add some color to our flowers, right? And we're going to use Pool Party for these. So got my Pool Party ink pad here. I'm going to flip these over and we'll add a bit of color. So I have a blending brush here, and I'm going to add some Pool Party ink to the back side of my vellum flowers, which is going to give me a very soft, Pool Party is a pretty soft color anyway, but this is going to make it even softer because it's going to be through that vellum piece, which will tone it down quite a bit. You could also, if you don't have a blending brush and you have a sponge dauber, you absolutely could apply this with sponge daubers. Let's flip it over and you can see, I think you can see the color. I might even add a little bit more. It's a fairly light color. If it was a darker color, you wouldn't have to add quite as much. But I just want to really double down on the blue here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put that away. Let's look at our flowers here. 1 and 2, flip them over. See if you can see. Here, I'll put it on a clean sheet so you can see. Can you see the blue? Oh yeah, there you go. You can see the blue. We now have beautiful blue flowers. Yay! So we're going to take our embossing folder and we're just going to sort of shape these a little bit. I want my petals to kind of curl upwards. So I'm going to just rub them gently with the bone folder so they curl. You also could have them curl down, totally up to you. It just adds a little bit of texture on your card. Might get flattened out in the mail, but might not either. So there we go. All right, there we go. Oh, thank you, Sharon. All right, fantastic. So there we have some flowers with just a little bit of texture added. Oh, look, I've got blue thumbs. You do when you're applying ink to the vellum. It's a good idea to let it dry for a little bit. I didn't. It's all good. All good until I get a big thumbprint on our card, right, guys? Then I'll be annoyed. Okay, so let's start making that card. So we've got this beautiful pattern embossed piece, and we have our card base here. Our card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. This is where I don't want to leave a big inky thumbprint on it. Well, it doesn't matter here because I'm going to be layering an embossed piece on there. So let's grab a different bone folder because I lost the first one I was using, because that's how I roll, friends. All right, so we've got our card base, 8.5 by 5.5. Now I want to add just a layer of color behind, okay? So I'm going to add a layer of Pool Party. Now what I actually have here is the, let's see if I get a bigger piece to show you. No, but I have a small piece that I can just fold it to show you. This is actually the two-tone cardstock that I'm going to use to layer, because I'm going to use the lighter side. Can you see the difference in those two colors? The lighter the color, the more subtle the difference is between the back and the front. You absolutely could use cardstock. Let's bring in a piece of Pool Party cardstock. You can see it's just a shade darker. That would also work on this card if that's what you have. One thing I like about using the two-tone cardstock is I can either lighten up or or go with the darker side. So I have options there. It's also lighter weight than the cardstock. So, I mean, it's still, fairly stiff, but it's going to make my card less bulky. So I'm going to go with this. So we're going to stick our embossed piece on the lighter side of the two-tone Pool Party cardstock. I'm going to, oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, found it. Haha, right here. Found my adhesive. Take a sip. And I'm doing it all the way around the edges because we embossed the whole piece, and sometimes they will kind of warp a little bit. So that's going to give me just a skinny, this piece is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So that gives me just a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around to nicely frame that and just add a little bit of color to our card. Oh, stop, Susan. Oh my gosh, I forgot something. Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can pull this apart. I think I can. All right. Oh, goodness. Yeah, okay. We're gonna It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We've got more cardstock if it rips on me. Okay. Ooh, this is actually pulling up pretty well, I think, because it's the two-tone. All right, I'm going to just stop there. So let's go back to this piece. You've been on my mind. This is my greeting piece. It's got a big dog hair on it, but it came right off. This is 4.5 by 1 inch, and I scored it at 1/2 inch because vellum can be a little tricky to stick on your card because it is see-through. That adhesive can show through, and so I am going to attach this right side that way. Oh my gosh, I just glued it to my desk. Oh my goodness, Susan, you are a hot mess tonight. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. Oh, Sandy. Sandy Perry is here, and so is Aunt. You're in for a rough night. Okay, here we go. So, this is going to hold that down without me having to put any adhesive behind there. I'm not worried about this side. This side I can stick down with regular adhesive because my flowers are going to be over top of that. Does that make sense? I hope to clarify it for you in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and stick this on before I get before I stick this to anything else. Oh my gosh, you can't make it up, you guys. I am let me explain for a moment here. I am in the midst of getting ready to go to the Stampin' Up! Leadership Conference called Backstage. The conference doesn't begin until Monday, but I am going out early to Las Vegas to meet up with my good friend Linda Dalkey and some of my team members. Yeah, I'm kind of down to the wire with all of that. So, anyways, backing up here. So we've got this flapping in the wind. That's not going to work. I am going to be putting my big flower over on this end so I can put some adhesive behind here to stick this down. And I'm going to show you how you can see the adhesive through. Now, there are other ways that you can work with vellum and get it stuck on. I'm going to show you one more that I was playing with before I went live. All right, so I've got my little blob of adhesive there. And honestly, it's not terrible, but I don't know if you can see it on there. You can see the sort of the outlines of the adhesive. So it's up to you if that bugs you or not. It does bug me, so I want to cover that up. And so my flower will do an excellent job of just hiding that. Okay, so we've got that. Now the other thing you can do, let's say you were going to put the flowers up here, you could actually make this piece 5 inches and score it on each end and wrap both ends behind, and then it's actually almost floating above the card. So there we go. I didn't do the greatest job of sticking this on. You can see I've got a little bit of extra space over here. See if I can stretch it a little bit. Nope. All right, there we go. All right, that's right. Okay, so let's keep on keeping on here. So I did mention that there's other ways. Oh boy, hang on. I buried it. I do have one here that I used. Oh my gosh, Sue, hang on. It's flown the coop, you guys. Okay. Anyway, I'll just explain it to you. Did I have it here on the chair? Nope. I don't know where I put it. Anyways, before the video, I did play around with taking the other end of my adhesive. By the way, this is the newest glue holder from the Country Hive. Isn't it freaking adorable? Cute little gingerbread man. If you are looking for a Christmas gift for your paper crafting friends, this little glue holder is adorable. Anyway, the multi-purpose liquid glue comes with 2 ends. We usually use this skinny tip, but it also comes with a wide spreading end. And so prior to going live, I was playing around with putting that on the vellum, and you can spread it really thin so it doesn't show. And I left it right here, oh, so that I could show it to you. And oh, found it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I found it. It was there. So this, I glued down, this piece of vellum I glued down with using this wide spready end of the multi-purpose liquid glue, because you can spread it really thin. The other thing you can do is take a sponge dauber and get some glue on that, and then just sponge glue on the back, and so it also won't show through. So those are 3 different ways that you could stick your vellum on. Okay, we went with this method where it's kind of hidden, the little flap behind there. All right, so we've got some pretty flowers here to add to our card. We've got some other fun pieces. Now this leaf is really big, which is awesome. We could do it like that. But we also could cut it apart, and we're going to do that. So let me grab my scissors. So I'm going to cut this chunk off here, right there, and I'm going to chunk this one off here. Chunk it off, cut it off. I'm just going to clean up that part where I cut it earlier a little bit. There we go. So now I've got a couple leaves. I have another one that I could use on another project or even on the inside of this. Totally your choice. And then we also have this fun little sprig thing right here. So we're going to bring in our flowers and stick our flowers on. Now I am actually going to be putting a center on these flowers. So that's how I'm going to adhere the flowers in the center, because I'm going to put it, you know me guys, I'm going to put a gem there. Totally going to do that. regardless of whether I have to color up adhesive or not. So let's do that. Stick that right in the middle. It's not going to show at all because I'm going to be covering it up. And actually the other thing you can do is if you want to add a couple more glue dots, and I'm kind of wadding these glue dots up, right? Partly because they're kind of melty anyway because my lights are really warm in here. And I can put more glue dots behind the gold embossed. Can you see the dark areas there? That's where the gold embossing is, so those are not going to show. And just for added insurance, I'm going to add one more right here. All right, so I've got 3 on there. Oh, how are we going to stick you down? Let's stick you down with a glue dot too. Why not? All right, is that where I want it? I don't know. Yeah, that works. Let's just tack that down right there. Stick this on top of it. There we go. Fantastic. And then, I don't know, this leaf might actually, maybe that come down here? No, that's going to go right there. How about that? Let's bring this flower and decide where this is going to go. This is where you're just going to play, right? Okay, I'm going to hold off on that leaf. I might not even use that one, actually. We'll see. Let's bring in some more glue dots on this one. Now, this one is really easy, this vellum flower, because it has a lot of solid gold on here. So we have many places that we can put glue dots, but they're sticking to me and not the, not the vellum. Come on now. All right. Let's grab another one. Hello, Sue. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, the Country Hive can't ship to Canada. I didn't know that. I'm sure Ashley's working on it. All right, here we go. I've got 3 on there. And we'll pop that, gosh, right in. I'm just going to kind of tuck it right there. And then I want this fun little sprig deal right there. This leaf, I'm not sure yet. Let's see what it would look like if we put that leaf there. I definitely want the sprig. The sprig is not negotiable. That's got to stay. All right, let's do it this way. How about we do the sprig here? And all right, I need your help, guys. Help me out. I'm going to add the sprig. Do I want to use this leaf or not? Should I leave it out? Let me know, yes or no, on this leaf, whether we're using that. I'm going to go ahead and add a little blob of adhesive on the front of this little sprig. I think it's supposed to be the leaf detail, but it makes a great sprig. So I'm going to tuck it right there. All right, and then if I did use this guy, I probably would have it coming out here. You like the leaf on the bottom? I don't know if it's a little long, isn't it? But you're right, it's a kind of it's a nice placement, but it just doesn't seem to quite fit. Unless you know what, I could cut a smaller one. Let's see what that would look like. Let's try that. That's not terrible. Keeps wanting to tuck under the vellum, which I don't want it to do. Could use a smaller leaf. Maybe we just go with this. Leaf on the bottom, top. Leave it out. On the top where you had it, just the sprig. Oh, wait, maybe I got a solution here. That sprig keeps moving. All right, I'm gonna stick it right there. Am I? Or am I gonna leave it out? I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna hold off on that. Okay. It does balance it out to have the leaf. Yeah. You know what you're saying. All right, let's add our gems, and maybe that will help me determine. Now, I need your help again. What do we want to do for gems? We have options. I have these things that are kind of pool party colored. The Faceted Gems Trio Pack comes in clear, pool party, and like a grayish color, which almost looks like, what's it called, you guys? The light blue we have right now. This is almost Coastal Cabana more than this. So let's see what this looks like. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. Okay, that's what that looks like. All right, just keep that in your mind. We also have these. These are the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. Now this is a partial pack. I used all the small ones, small of the pink, and we could use these. They're just clear faceted gems with a little gold flecks inside. Put it at the bottom of the label. Yeah, if the label is vellum, so if I tuck it behind, it will show, and it's a little too big to go at the bottom. I maybe should have moved the vellum up a bit, huh? That probably would have solved that issue. So the little one fits, but not crazy about it. If it's over here. Okay, stop playing with leaves, Susan. Okay, back to the gems here. So let's see what this looks like. I got distracted with. Okay, so this is the, I don't know if you can see that it's faceted with gold flecks in the middle. Another good option, right? Yeah, I think we'll go with those two. Of course, the other option would be the self what's the adhesive backed metallic gems, which I've been using a ton lately. But we're gonna go with these two. So A is this one, B is this one. Let me know in the comments, A or B. All right. Question if the gems are flattish. Good question. Out of these three options, I would say the lowest profile, these two are about the same. This one is bigger and rounder, and it sticks up more. So good question. All right, whoops, bring it back, Sue. Bring it back. Okay. A or B. Okay, I see people going for B. Put the sprig on the bottom. Oh, well, that's a thought. Let's try that. Put the sprig down here. Oh, that might be the solution. Oh, it doesn't. It's hiding though. There's the sprig on the bottom. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, I got a lot of A's. First it was a lot of B's, and then all the A's started coming in. So it's pretty evenly split. I'm seeing a few more B's though, I think. Let's see here. Let's try it with. Both gems look good. I agree with you, actually. I think both gems do look good. I'm using the big ones here in the center of these flowers. These are maybe a little lower profile. They're smaller though, and especially on the big flower, I think the bigger one looks really nice. So, but yeah. Now I'm seeing bees. You like the sprig on the bottom. Someone says no, they don't like that. Let's bring in this leaf and see if this is going to overbalance this little flower. Not really. That's nice. All right, hang on. Let's put you on there. Where'd my glue dots go? Here they are. All right, this is the one I forgot which which leaf I was sticking on there. All right, let's grab this. And oh, I think that's going to go right there. And I'm going to bring this sprig back over here. We're just going to go with this. Just going to do it. When you make this card, I would love to see what you decide to put your sprigs. You could movie that up a little bit, but I think that worked. I think we got it, you guys. So now if you wanted to add more gems, I am totally on board with that. You guys know that I am. Let's add one more there by the words. How about that? Just got our rule of threes going there. Now, rules are meant to be broken, and we're only using 2 flowers, and that is okay, friends, but we're going to go with 3 on the gems. So there we have our beautiful card. So pretty, right? Now, on the inside of the card, you're going to put your greeting of choice. You can do another flower. I might even have one floating around here. Oh, I do. You can put another flower on the inside if you want. Kind of like that. Let's do it. All right, so glue dots. I just had them, seriously. All right. Or, oh, wait, okay, let me ask you this. On the inside, do we want the big or the small flower? Let me know in the comments, big or small flower. I've got extra leaves hanging out over here, so we can add a leaf to it. Absolutely. Big or small flower on the inside, let me know. And then I also have embossed a word. It's a sentence, Susan. It's not a word. It's a sentence. It's your birthday. So this is embossed in gold, and this label is actually from the Words of Beauty bundle. Okay, small. Okay, we're voting for the small. So I'm actually going to put this in here. Now it's going to get a little lost because it's white on white, but we have a fix for that right here, don't we? We've got our blending brush, and so we're just, and it's not overly inky because I used it to do the flowers. So I'm just going to add a very light cloud of Pool Party at the top where I want to put that banner, just so that it stands out a little bit. See how that looks, friends? There we go. Now it stands out. Well, you can't see it because it's reflecting. I'll hold it up here in just a second. Let's go ahead and get that stuck down. And I'm not even going to put a gem in the middle of this flower because I don't want the inside of my card to be lumpy. So I'm going to use my glue dots again. And the smaller flower is the one that's very easy to stick down because there is so much gold on the front. So we're going to go ahead. Small flower on bottom right corner of back, large flower on top right corner of inside front. Ah, go. There we go. And one more. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. Oh, you know what? I need one more. Sorry, friends. I need to stick this down. It's trying to stick to my nail. Hi, Dee. How are you? I think Dee just had a birthday. Happy belated birthday, Dee. All right, I'll put that right in there. And we're gonna stick this right over the top. Oh, my take your pick tool took rolling. So it's your birthday, or it was your birthday, right? Recently, Dee? Here we go. There we have the beautiful inside of our card. And as somebody said, you absolutely could add the large flower inside. I think I'm going to save it for another project, but you totally could do that. Stick it inside there. And there we have our elegant birthday card. Woohoo! All right, punch a small dot of gold for the center of the flower. Yep, you could totally do that. That would be very flat, wouldn't it? Good ideas. All right, I'm going to bring... You know, it would be super awesome if I knew what I did with the dimensions. Seriously, Susan. How do I lose so many things, you guys? I don't, found them. There we go. I don't understand. It's just, it is my world, right? All right, there we go. Go ahead and take a screenshot of our card with those measurements. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a bit here. Hopefully that helps. And yay, it's so pretty, right? What another way to make these beautiful flowers is embossing them on vellum. It just gives you a completely different look, even with the exact same tools. So amazing. We do have Crafternoon coming up later this month. The packets are actually going out early because of my trip. So if you placed a $50 order with me last month, your Crafternoon packet is going to be winging on its way to you at the end of this week. So stay tuned for that. I will be back on, oh, wait, hang on. I gotta, hi, Hi, see a little problem here. Oh, when I see Mercy open my door, this is this is the camera issue I was talking about, but we're just going to shove that out of the way. And thank you for making and sending handmade cards. You are absolutely making the world a kinder place. I will be back at 7:30 p.m. Central Time Saturday evening with another creative video. And I hope you can join me and hang out. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.